And but I was resilient. I always knew that I wanted to do something better.
Mm-hmm.
And I did become a registered nurse, but I was alone a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I raised my son alone. I went through law school alone.
Wow.
And things happened. I've been divorced and all that. But I was resilient. I always got through it.
Mm-hmm.
20 years ago, I met my wonderful husband that I'm still married to.
Congratulations.
But we set a course. We wanted to retire early enough to where we could still enjoy life.
Mm.
So we hired a financial advisor to help us. We
Mm-hmm.
went to see him for over 13 years. We went at least 2 times a year, watching our money like crazy. And 4 years ago, I called him, and I'll call him John, even though I'd like to call him something else. I said, John, do I have enough? Do you think we could be comfortable? He said, absolutely. You guys are fine. So we did. We both retired and we traveled and we did all the things you dreamed about. For the first time in my life, my entire life, I was finally comfortable. And I had choice. I could do whatever I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
That was so important to me. And then about 3 years ago, I got a phone call that changed our lives forever.
Mm-hmm.
We were told that this financial advisor
Mm-hmm.
had misappropriated all of our money.
Wow.
And as time went on after that, we found out the money was gone. It was essentially gone.
Mm.
It was part of a Ponzi scheme. There were 100 victims. We were just one of them.
Mm-hmm.
$1 million gone from 100 victims.
Mm-hmm.
In that process, having my world turned upside down like that,
Mm-hmm.
for the first time too, I plunged into this dark abyss I couldn't get out of.
Yeah.
I could not stop crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you're familiar with all the stages of grief, but we went
Yeah.
through every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in depression. I didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I was absolutely terrified.
Yeah.
We had worked our whole lives for this
Yeah.
money. And now, I mean, I didn't think I'd make a good bag lady.
Yeah. It's feeling like being robbed by somebody, right? Took all the treasures from the whole life.
Yes. And the uncertainty was killing us. I could not stop crying. I could not. And so a year of my life was essentially invisible because I didn't go out. I didn't do anything. I cried a lot. Cried in the shower. I think that a lot of women could identify with that.
Mm-hmm.
Some days I just didn't even want to get dressed. And I knew this was eating at my soul.
Yeah.
I knew this was not the life for me.
Yeah.
I knew I had to do something, but I didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people out there in Facebook land,
Yeah.
I'm sure they have felt those feelings, either through a divorce, a loss of a job, a loss of somebody you loved. Grief is grief, no matter what. I knew I could not stay in that condition. It was eating at us. So the first thing I thought of doing was getting some help.
Yeah.
My husband and I went to a very good therapist to help us cope, help us deal with this.
Yes.
And then I hired a securities fraud attorney. I started building my team. When you feel like that, you get very overwhelmed right away.
Yes.
And so I developed this 4-step process accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
I call it tea time.
Yeah.
T's, 4 T's you need to recover. Build your tribe. Get the people on your side that can help you.
Mm-hmm.
And triage, because you're so overwhelmed, you have to find what is the most important thing I need to do right now to make my situation a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And trailblaze. Even though you don't feel like it, you have to start taking some action. You have to start doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Make a small to-do list.
Yes.
Don't overwhelm yourself. Make a small to-do list. And the last one is time. Time will either eat you alive or it could be used to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I used it to my advantage. Some people say, I just don't happen to believe this, that time heals everything.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. I don't.
Will not automatically heal, right?
It doesn't. Some people want to live in anger. Some people want to live in bitterness. and they
Yes.
stay that way for years. It's
Mhm.
not healthy. So time could hurt you too. So use time to your advantage. So that's my 4 T's.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It's really like this, that's really how do we understand this title you give to your book and also your business, right? And it's really description of basically your coaching experience. From there, like you get the best life lesson.
Well, I started to think, who hasn't been blindsided?
Yeah.
Every single person out there. Look around. All of us have been blindsided. How we cope with that depends on a lot of things. Is it the fifth thing in a row that's happened to you?
Hmm.
Or is it one horrible thing?
Hmm.
In our history, our coping ability has a lot to do with how we adjust to this, how
Hmm.
we deal with it.
Yeah.
And some, as you know, have better coping abilities than others.
Yeah, wonderful. So, and this resonated with what you experienced earlier, your experience, all the kind of independence, right? Your previous, the feminists struggling on the property, and then you get so independent, dealing
Yes,
with all this kind of life challenges through all the way. And even at this like senior age, you get this kind of like a blindsided challenge. It's like overwhelming at the beginning, could be really overwhelming no matter how strong you are, right?
correct. And you think it's never going to pass.
Yeah.
When you're going through that kind of a storm,
Yeah.
you feel like it's going to go on forever,
Mm-hmm.
forever, that it's never going to stop.
Yeah.
And your mind becomes very cluttered. Now, here's what happens when your mind is cluttered.
Yeah.
And I'm an entrepreneur. You know that our survival depends on our creativity and our productivity.
Yeah.
When your mind is cluttered like this,
Mm-hmm.
that ceases.
Mm.
You can't be creative.
Yeah.
You can't be productive.
Yes.
We all have experienced that.
Yeah. And I'm so happy during that time, even though you went through that grave, deep, deep grave, but you made a very wise decision to seek for help, the professional help, right? And to find a way, a community
Well,
to support as well.
I also hired coaches.
Yeah.
Remember, I was in a financial situation, but yet I still hired coaches to help me rebuild my business.
Yeah. That.
How can I combine the experiences I had in the past with
Mhm.
helping people and use this experience to help me create something new? Because even though I had this horrible experience, I tried to make the best of it. You know what my therapist said to me?
Mhm.
She said, this is not the life you want. This is not the life you dreamed of, but it's the life you have today. And that's what I'd like to say to the people out there. It may not be what you planned.
Yeah.
It may not be what you wanted, but it is the life you have right now. And you have to find joy in whatever's left. She told us to go find joy, and I'm not going to lie and say
Yeah, it's so difficult that time, right?
it took me months to find some joy. I didn't feel it. I didn't know how you could possibly feel joy when something so devastating has happened. But
Yeah.
you do.
Wonderful. I really want to, really admire the decision you made. Even though people, when they are not facing such kind of, devastating and also like adversity. And normally they may not like hire a professional coach to help them, right? But even though you are in that kind of a financially struggling situation, you still seek to the professional coaching and mentoring help to get you out of that situation. That's really brave decision and a very wise decision.
Because you're either going to die and live
Mm-hmm.
in that mess, or you're going to get on with living. And I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to live. I wanted to get on with living.
Mm-hmm.
I could not stay in that state. Now, one of my coaches told me, write, just write.
Right. Yeah, to
So
express.
that's how I started. That's how I started writing my book.
That's a great, that's a great
It's
inspiration and encouragement. Yeah.
since been edited like 4 times. I had to pull out a lot of the stuff that really nobody cares about.
No, and it's turned out to be a best-selling book and keep inspiring so many people, right?
Yeah, because it's not about me. I do tell the story. It's really for the feelings, but it's for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's you to find those solutions
Mm-hmm.
to what's going on in your life.
Yeah, I'm so relating to your experience because I just through the past 4 years, actually, I used the 4 years to dealing with my personal relationship and that kind of a devastating experience. I don't, it's just like taking your life away. That kind of feeling, I totally understand that, and took me deep, like a darkest night time, many unconscious nights to went through that self like loneliness and struggling, and then I seek for professional sake and or like professional help and also community support. I also had a similar experience with you from the grave to how to you take the step-by-step minor actions, and also I've very hold that faith. That's very important for me. It's like I also encourage other entrepreneurs. It's like hold that faith, who you really are, and what is purpose, what the purpose you are called to fulfill in this life. And that's like a compass, right? You will not lose yourself anymore.
Well, but we live in a microwave society, don't we? We want everything fast. We don't want to sit and go through the process of grief. It's very painful. And when going through the tears, you know what the tears are? The tears are wishes. We wish that he was different. We wish our kids were different. We wish our adult alcoholic daughter was better. We wish that he loved us. That's what the tears are. We wish that our job had seen us and appreciated all the work we did. And they laid us off, So those tears are really, even though you know it's better for you on a logical sense, in the heart, the tears are, I wish it were different.
Yeah.
But you need to go through that process and not be afraid of it. And I don't like to linger too long in those bad feelings.
Yeah.
You linger there for a little while, but then you've got to move on. Forgiveness is another thing.
Yeah.
Learning how to forgive does not mean you condone or say what happened was right. It wasn't.
Yeah. You need to first forgive the other and at the same time forgive yourself as well. Because sometimes in this situation we may blame ourselves for all this kind of failures, shames.
Yeah. I substituted the word forgiving to moving on. There comes a point when you, no matter what's happening to you, you have to move on. You just have to let it go and move on. I can't keep dwelling over and over about what this person did. I was so betrayed. He was our family friend.
Yes.
So I was dealing with other things too.
Yeah, this kind of pains, I actually tell, this kind of pains is really the level 1, the most deep pain, that kind of being betrayed, right? Of someone you trusted.
Yes, with our lives. My mother, my sisters, we were all with him. I loved him to death. He was at my mother's funeral.
Yeah.
Betray us this way was, I think that was 90% of the agony I felt.
Yeah, because the love and trust, and then you betrayed, and hurt. That kind of feeling is the most difficult and painful experience in this world.
People find that too when they're breaking up a relationship.
Yes.
They find out something about their mate that they find out was not true.
Yes.
Feel betrayed and hurt. Same kind of feelings, no matter what you're going through. It's the same feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, it's I want to talk with you like through that. What's the blessings and the rewards you really get? I know the pains is long. When you were in it, you feel like it's endless pains and darkness, right?
Right. Oh, the rewards.
Yeah.
I get up every morning now and I say, oh my God, it's beautiful outside. I'm so happy to be alive. And you live every single day and find something in that day, no matter what's happening. That doesn't mean that the stuff doesn't stop happening. Of course it does.
Still, yeah.
It's up here. It's how you're going to deal with it.
But sometimes I feel like if you can experience, go through bravely the darkest nights and the most pains in this whole world, nothing else should you fear, right?
It takes time to get to that point, but let me tell you this. It's not a life sentence. You could parole yourself eventually, because you do have to grieve. Eventually, you will have to let it go and give yourself parole. It's not a life sentence.
Yes,
That's what I
definitely.
have learned. And here's what I promise you. I
Mm-hmm.
told you about a time earlier when I was alone and afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And there may come a day when you're alone and afraid.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you there is somebody out there with the answer. And I promise you that if you dig down deep and work on your mindset about how you're going to deal with something,
Mm-hmm.
you will come out of it stronger.
Yes.
People that help other people have been through that themselves, and you could use it for a positive, and you'll come out better.
Yeah, definitely. And Rosemary, I cannot agree more because like when when you went through the this blindsided experience, the pains, the challenges, and you get out of the another side of the tunnel as blessed. And for me as well, I started as like a happiness coach. I went through all these like difficult struggles and devastating life experience. And another side, what waiting for me? I'm the abundance coach now.
Yeah.
I feel like even though you may not be like have the happiness every moment, but you can be abundant really all the time. That's
Yes.
why this year, since the beginning of this year, I claimed to have this 365 days challenge of abundance every day.
Yes. And never give up.
Mhm.
Never give
Yes,
up on
wonderful.
yourself.
Yeah,
It may
yeah,
seem bleak at the time, but don't give up. Just keep moving forward, moving forward.
yeah.
Be realistic in your expectations of yourself. Love yourself like you do your friends. Treat yourself like you treat your friends.
Yeah, and that's where I also learned the abundant love to yourself.
Yes.
Fully accept yourself, no matter what, the life hits the fans, right?
When life hits the fan, and it will, no
Yeah,
matter how much we prepared, it will hit the fan.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wonderful. So, yeah, by the way, I want to, take a little break to double check if there's any like live participation with us. By the way, can you see from your screen if anyone is live with us?
I I can't tell.
Oh, now we are on the Zoom, right? We're on the Zoom. It's a little bit challenging for us to really see the Facebook live screen. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little bit challenging for if you use other platform and live streaming to Facebook Live.
Yeah, that's
Avoid the echo. You lose the really live screen to see other people what they are. Let me update. Like take a
if it helps
refreshment.
one person, then we've accomplished our goal today.
Yeah. No, I really want to have some like live interactions because that's the purpose of this live interview. I really want to have the fun and interaction with people who may be watching us. Let me just take one moment to see if anyone's with us. And yeah, I really feel that kind of resolution and so thankful for today you shared with us this life experience. It's really sometimes it's rare, but if you consider about other challenges, they are all similarly right to us. It's when you in that process, you feel like it's really the darkest time. You can never get out, but once you can really hold on there, hold your faith, find the support, never struggle by yourself, and when you finally get to another side of a tunnel, you will feel so blessed and abundant.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I would like to offer to.
Oh, Cassie there. Okay, wonderful. Sorry. Let me see. Cassie Gerstling is with us. Oh, wonderful. Let me
Okay.
quickly, yeah, check what she said. Amen. Hi, ladies. Yeah, that's right. We just have to realize everyone goes through this, and the person that hurts us is only human too. Yes, totally agree. That's a forgiveness, right? You get to that awareness and forgive whoever hurts us. Actually, we can never avoid that through our life journey. You can get many times being hurt, especially like the ones who are closest to you. You may feel the most hurtings from them, right? Day by day.
Right. Well, you could stay in that state forever, and you could hate him forever.
Yeah.
But
You
that's
can
an
take
awful
revenge. Some
state.
people say, "Oh, they hurt me. I need to take that revenge." Even the little kids sometimes have that kind of a attitude. We have to teach them use a different mindset.
Well, it's destructive, and it's destructive to your life.
Yeah, yeah. If we really could not forgive and take a revenge way, that's a degrading of our life.
Right. Well, people are confused about revenge. They think, revenge, about forgiveness. They think it
Yeah.
means that what the person did was okay or you're condoning, and it's not.
Yeah.
Not
So
condoning.
really, like we learn that forgiving others is really blessing
Letting
to
go.
ourselves, right?
Letting go. It's about letting go.
Yeah. Letting go. So it's you free yourself.
Exactly.
Otherwise, if you live in that kind of bitterness and like a hatred, it's really you put yourself in a jail.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Wonderful. So life gave us the great lessons, time from time. Most time is unexpectedly, right? We never expect we will experience this.
If you're looking for it, you could find it.
Mm-hmm.
So you just, instead of keeping your head down in sadness, look up, look around, and the answers are there.
Yeah.
But you got to get rid of some of that mind clutter so you can see it.
Yeah. I'm so glad that Rosemary, when like before you experience this really the darkness and the blindsided challenge, you already choose to get into the coaching industry, right? Become a coach yourself to help others.
Yes.
That's really helpful for you to who you are and who you are helping. That also help you to get through this challenge, right?
Yes. Well, the first coaching business went out the window because this thing happened and I didn't feel authentic.
Mm-hmm.
My new coaching business is authentic. And now I feel better equipped, actually. It's not that I am happy I lost all my life, but my life is abundant now and it's better.
Yeah. Yeah, I really feel that once you understand who you are, your purpose is, who you are, meant to help, entrepreneurs, you are all blessed.
Yes.
Because you're entrepreneurs, once you know your passion and who you want to help, whatever kind of adversity you experience,
yes,
you will get back on your feet. You will stand up again and, still follow your compass, your North Star to where your life really meant to be. So you will not be, really hit down and really fall down and stay there wherever you be hit. So it's, really appreciate all the, entrepreneurship and their purpose and passion. You are blessed to help others. So, yeah. And Rosemary, what, based on your experience and all the inspirations you learned, you gained, what is your insight about what does it take to get a success in your life and in your business?
It's a process. And I was very patient with myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you're patient with yourself like you are with your best friend,
yeah,
that you love your best friend, love yourself that way.
Yeah.
The insight that I've had is that it's like Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz. I had it all along, but I needed to be patient with myself
mm-hmm.
and understand that it was in my mind. And you change your mindset. Same circumstance, but different mindset. And that's what I write about in my book. And I would like to invite people to go to my website, www.blindsidedtoblessed.com, and get a free download on a roadmap that goes with the book.
Wow.
The thing about this book, it's so cool. There are 20 videos inside. See the QR code right there? You scan it with your phone. I have 10 experts in here. I think it's at least 10.
Oh, yeah, that's the best part, actually. I really love that introduction.
Yeah, it's interactive. It's an interactive book.
And very innovative, actually. I've never seen other books have this function there.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. So when you're reading a chapter on grief, you scan, and it's a person who talks about the loss of her child and how she got through something like that and how you deal with stuff like that.
Wow.
Talking about forgiving, I have a guy, a coach, a wonderful man who talks about forgiving and moving on. So these people are very bright. They're very well accomplished in their field, and they're in my book, and I'm honored to have them.
Yeah, wonderful. That's a cool. Thank you so much for your generosity sharing your gift. And by the way, Cassie mentioned that she's working toward. That's what she's working toward and contributing to the world. Yes, Cassie, thank you for staying with us, and we definitely encourage you to hold the face and and really like contribute your best gifts to the world. The contributing to the world is really the best way to help you to shine and also to bring your best values to the world, at the same time to help you to cope you with like to really face any kind of adversity or any kind of challenges through in our lives, that you will be
And
unbeatable.
I really do care. I've always cared.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could see through the anger. I could see through all the hurt. There's a human being behind that,
Mm-hmm.
and they're hurting. And it's just natural instinct with me to want to guide them
Mm-hmm.
to finding their own solution. Because you can't control the wind,
Yeah.
but you can adjust your sails. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, you cannot control the wind, but you can control really how you fly, right? Or how you cope with the wind.
Right.
That's great. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So people want, if they want to learn more, if they want to download the free book, they go to your Rosemary's website. It's Blindsided to blessed.com, right?
Yes, it's on Amazon. It's
as
on
well,
Amazon,
yeah.
But if they go to my website, it's also rosemaryworkman.com. They can get to my website there. I have a free download of the roadmap that follows the chapters in the book, that so that you could follow it along. It's a colorful roadmap with going from crisis to acceptance. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So after this meeting, we will put your website link in our comments, so the audience who listen to our replay can also find your the link. Okay.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, Rosemary. I'm so feeling so blessed to talk with you today. And I also want to, because today, every Thursday, 1 p.m. is my inspiration and implementation time live with Brain. So I want to, have a review of what we've already shared, inspirations this week, some funny things. And for example, first, I reminded our members, I share my experience when I was watching live videos like this, some especially like group videos. I saw many people are doing different things at the background with the video camera open, and some of them, were eating, some of them lying on the bed, some were even smoking, and some we share some most funny things, like some family member may even pass by, at the background half-legged. So I remind all our entrepreneurs, how you present to life is how you present to your business, and also vice versa. So just make sure you will be, present. And if you cannot, if you have some other things to do, show your respect and to the host and also other attendees, you can upload. For example, if we are now on the Zoom, right? If you are using a Zoom group meeting, upload in front of the the meeting, you upload your profile photo in your account, Zoom account, so that when you are not present, you make sure you close your video, the camera, close your camera, and your profile photo will automatically show and in the meeting room. So you give a smiling profile photo so that will have a good presence for you. And that's one funny thing. And another, I want to, remind everybody, now it's January 18th, right? We've already over half through the first month of the new year. I'm wondering, I'm just curious, how many of you entrepreneurs are, doing your business? You've already got your strategic business plan and also roadmap ready for the new year, or you are still running like day by day. So that's a reminder to you. And whoever, for our visionary entrepreneurs, if you really want to become expert and leader with your purposeful gifts, but especially if you are struggling, getting to the clarity on how to, where to focus to, bring generate the results and to welcome the abundant results you desire. If you really have that challenge on your clarity and also the focus, I encourage you to connect with me, to send me Facebook message. We can have the discussion how to help you to really accelerate your visibility and profitability and also impact. Because we know we are all here wants to transform more lives, right? Oh, and yesterday I shared a quote. You can become expert and a leader on what you used to fear. Quite some feedback and comments. I think quite some people really resonate with that. Especially like today, Rosemary shared the blindsided experience. I think most people would fear like to have that kind of experience, right? Even to cannot imagine that you will fear that. But if you really went, meet such kind of a experience, such kind of a adversity of your life, believe that, like we just shared, believe that at another side of the tunnel, you will see the light, you will find the joy, you will find abundance, find the blessing to help more people. So that's why I said, don't, really fear of your fears. When you face that, you can really someday become the expert and leader like Rosemary now. She is the expert on how to turn the blindsided into her blessing. I hope we all can, I do not want you to went through such kind of the darkness, but I believe that whatever life give us the challenge, we will win. Go through it to with our best self-love and also find the professional and also community support. Went through it. Another side, hold the faith that you will become stronger and more blessed. So thank you so much, Rosemary, again for sharing this wonderful time with me and with our audience. Let's say, yeah, thank you, Cassie. She commented, ladies are beautiful. Have a great day. Yeah, you too, Cassie. I'd encourage who are with us live, and also, if you are listening to the replay of our video, you're encouraged to visit Rosemary's website, and also welcome to join my Facebook group, Abundant Entrepreneurs. You can find that link under our video. Okay, we will share that with you. So let's all encourage each other, hold our faith and our passion, and we will be unstoppable, and also support each other to get to another side, the abundance we all want. All right, thank you so much, Rosemary. I wish you and all the audience have a wonderful day. And then let's, keep on our passion, create more magics, and make more positive changes in the world. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. Take good care. Bye.